Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today we're strapping in for something, well, a very specific flavor of nostalgia. We're talking about the R36S handheld console.
Oh, yeah, deep in the budget retro scene.
Exactly. And our mission today is pretty simple. This thing can cost, what, $40 to $80?
Sometimes even less, yeah.
So is it the ultimate shortcut to owning 20 years of gaming history, or are you basically just buying a digital headache?
Well, it's definitely marketed as the perfect entry point, you know? It's tiny, it's lightweight, and the big hook is that instant gratification. You open the box, and it's preloaded with this huge library of games.
Okay, that instant gratification is the key. And this is where it gets really interesting for me. The compatibility. The R36S apparently handles over 20 classic systems.
Mm-hmm.
And we aren't just talking about NES and Sega Genesis. This thing runs MAME arcades and, crucially, PlayStation 1.
And it runs them flawlessly. That's a huge milestone for a device at this price.
So what's actually powering that? What's under the hood?
What's fascinating is the hardware. It uses a Rockchip RK3326 quad-core processor.
They're pretty common for these, right?
It's kind of the go-to workhorse for this whole budget handheld world. It's reliable, and it's perfectly suited for everything up to, say, the early 2000s. That chip, plus a Mali G31 GPU and a gig of RAM, just gets the job done.
Wait, and I wouldn't have expected this for $50, but the screen is a 3.5-inch IPS display.
Yeah, and the resolution is 640 by 480.
Which is actually perfect for the old 4.3 aspect ratio. No stretched out pixels on your SNES games.
Exactly. It makes them look really crisp and authentic. And then there's the software side of it.
It runs on ArkOS.
Right, which isn't just some generic OS. It's an open source Linux build made for these handhelds. So that means you can tinker, you can customize your settings, swap emulators, install updates.
Which is total catnip for the hardcore retro crowd.
Oh, for sure. And the battery life is surprisingly solid. You're getting maybe 5 to 6 hours of gameplay.
Okay, so this all sounds almost too good to be true. For this price, there has to be a catch, right? If the specs are this good, where do the quality control issues pop up?
That is the big question. And there are two massive red flags that any potential buyer just has to know about.
Okay, lay it on me. What's the first one?
The included micro SD cards. They are universally terrible.
Right. The cheap, no-name, generic cards.
Exactly. They are so prone to failing under the strain of emulation. You get corrupted data, super slow load times. Pretty much everyone says you must replace this immediately. It's not a suggestion.
So just budget that extra $10 for a reliable one from the start.
Got it.
What's the second limitation?
The performance ceiling, it absolutely shines with PS1 and any 2D system, but the moment you try to push it to that next generation...
Like Nintendo 64 or PSP?
Yeah, you're going to hit a wall. You'll see choppy frame rates, audio stuttering. It just doesn't have the horsepower for smooth 3D emulation beyond the PlayStation 1 era.
And just to touch on the physical side of it, I saw some users mention it's not the most comfortable thing to hold.
Mm-hmm. It's a bit boxy. It's not very ergonomic for, a long multi-hour session. It's more built for convenience.
So if we connect all these dots, what's the big picture here?
The consensus is that the R36S delivers just an astonishing amount of value and a really potent hit of nostalgia for its low price. But the consistency, the build quality, it's not perfect. The sheer performance for the dollar, though, is very hard to beat.
So our final verdict for you is that it's absolutely worth the cost of admission. But, and this is a big but, only if you buy from a trustworthy seller and, critically, you buy an upgraded SD card right away.
You really have to treat that $10 card as a mandatory accessory.
For sure. If you do that, you got yourself a winner.
And that leaves you with a final thought to chew on. Considering the versatility of that open-source ArkOS, what older console system that we didn't mention, maybe some forgotten gem from the 90s, would you most want to try customizing and optimizing on this affordable piece of hardware? Something to mull over until our next deep dive.